France is one of the most visited cities in the world, and there's a reason for it. Paris is the city of love and the city of lights. It's one of the most romantic and beautiful cities in the world. It's also a city I will never get tired of visiting. I've been to Paris, France 7 times, and thought very hard about what you will need to know before traveling to my favorite city. Paris is amazing, but there are some tips you should know to make sure that you have an incredible vacation here. This video will provide tips on when to visit, how to save money, and what you absolutely cannot miss. We hope by the end of this video, you'll feel prepared to visit Paris and excited to see everything the city has to offer. There really is no place like it. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more travel content and tips. Now let's check out the 30 things you need to know before visiting Paris, France. Number 1, visit during the shoulder season. Paris is an incredible city any time of year. I visited the City of Lights in half of the months of the year, and I believe the best times to be here are in May and September. The cloudy and cold weather in the winter makes it less fun to explore outside. You probably won't want to have picnics in parks or a stroll along the Seine River, even if Paris does look beautiful in the snow. The reasons to visit in the winter are that it's cheaper and less crowded, except around Christmas and New Year's. The summer peak season means there's the potential for very hot days and larger crowds. Summer can be very fun, and the beaches set up along the Seine River are exciting to visit. However, it's not the ideal time for a first visit. Also, in August, some shops and restaurants are closed because many Parisians will be on vacation. Summer is also the most expensive time of year to travel to Paris. May and September are right before and after the peak season. The crowds are lower than the summer, but the city is definitely not empty, and the weather tends to be milder and good for being outside. It's also cheaper to fly to Paris, and accommodation is more reasonable than in the summer. These 2 months are great for your first visit to the city. Number 2, take the metro. The most convenient and cost-effective way to get around Paris is by using the metro. Paris has a large metro system that will take you all across the city. The metro lines are numbered and aren't too hard to follow when arriving at your closest station. The metro is also the cheapest and most efficient way to get around the city. Wherever you're staying, you are probably not too far away from a metro stop. There are hundreds of stations. Unlike cities like Toronto, Paris's metro is dense and covers most of the city. It's also an efficient system overall. Just be ready when switching lines at large stations. You might have to walk a bit. Some stations are massive and feel like they will never end. Metro fares are €2.55. You can also buy a one-day travel card for €12.30. Check out the website to see the pass options. Some pass options also include other forms of transportation, like the bus. Number 3, get a cab at the airport. If you've watched our video on the 25 things you need to know before visiting Copenhagen, you'll know that we recommend taking the metro to the city from the airport. However, our advice is different for Paris. First of all, Charles de Gaulle Airport is much farther away from Paris than Copenhagen's airport is to Copenhagen. Second of all, it's much more inconvenient. You can take an RER-B train to the city, however, the convenience of this depends on where you're staying. You'll have to check out the RER-B line to see. You still have to get to your hotel or rental from there though. You might have to switch to a different RER line or one of the metro lines. If you're traveling with another person and have luggage, it's way more convenient to just take a taxi and get dropped off right at your hotel, especially if you're jet lagged. We always try to find the most convenient option when we travel, and we think grabbing a taxi after picking up your luggage is the easiest. Just note what time you get in, because it's much better to head into the city when it isn't rush hour. Traffic can be pretty bad heading into Paris from Charles de Gaulle. Number 4, learn the differences between the metro and the RER. In Paris, there are the metro lines and the RER lines. You're probably wondering, what's the difference? The easiest way to differentiate between the two is that the metro lines are numbered and the RER lines are lettered. But still, what does this mean for getting around Paris and the outskirts? The RER is for traveling longer distances. There are lines in the city that reach the outskirts. From the RER, you can reach places like Charles de Gaulle Airport and Disneyland Paris. However, you can take the RER between 2 destinations in the city, though the metro is best for traveling between closer distances most of the time. Standard metro train RER tickets are €2.55. For unlimited passes, there is more than one option. The one-day travel card that we mentioned earlier is good for all zones except for the 2 airports. When buying public transportation tickets in Paris, standard tickets and passes are usually for all zones. Zone 1 is Central Paris. There are 5 zones in total that connect places in the Île-de-France region. This updated fare system changed in January 2025, making it easier for visitors to navigate buying tickets. Number 5, Paris can be expensive. Paris isn't a cheap vacation destination by any means, but it isn't the most expensive city in Europe. I found Zurich and Copenhagen to be more expensive, and other cities, like Oslo, are supposed to be pricier. However, Paris can be a luxury vacation destination if you want it to be. If you're looking for a lavish experience, Paris has many 5-star hotels, Michelin-starred restaurants, restaurants, and plenty of luxury shopping opportunities. But if you're not looking to have the most opulent experience, Paris is still a great city even when sticking to a budget. Keep watching to learn some ways you can save money while visiting Paris, France. We'll mention how to save money on food, drinks, and attractions. We also already mentioned that the time of year you visit impacts how expensive a trip to Paris can be. Number 6, visit the free attractions. Paris has many great free attractions that are worth checking out. You don't always have to spend money to have a good time in the city. Paris is full of parks and gardens that are worth visiting. One of our favorites is Jardin du Luxembourg. Jardin du Luxembourg is lively, beautiful, and great to explore. Another great spot is Parc Monceau, which is an underrated park that you should definitely check out. Most of the cathedrals and churches in the city are free to visit, except for Sainte-Chapelle. It's free to visit Notre Dame, Sacré-Cœur, Saint-Sulpice, and many others in the city. We definitely recommend that you visit a few because they are stunning. If your trip to Paris coincides with the beginning of the month, you're in luck. Free Museum Day is the first Sunday of every month, giving you a chance to explore one or more museums on a budget. These museums are open to the public and not just for locals like in Montreal, Canada. Our favorite free thing to do is to just explore the city. Seeing Paris by foot is an experience everyone should have. We recommend strolling along the Seine at night. It's one of the prettiest experiences. You can wander around the other parts of the city as well, from the grand boulevards like Champs-Élysées to small cobblestone streets where you can stumble upon something incredible. Number 7, get the Paris Museum Pass. The Paris Museum Pass is one of the best ways to save money, and it's super convenient. With the pass, you can get access to many of Paris's best attractions for one price. It's definitely worth the money if you plan on doing a lot in Paris. If you're in Paris for a week, we recommend getting a 4-day museum pass. There's also a 2-day and a 6-day option. The reason we choose the 4-day option is because you can do some of the free activities on the other days of your trip and have enough time to visit a lot of the attractions included in the pass. Some of the city's best attractions are included with the pass. You can climb to the top of the Arc de Triomphe, visit the stained glass-filled Sainte-Chapelle, and check out some of the city's best museums, including Musée du Louvre, Musée d'Orsay, Musée Rodin, Musée l'Orangerie, and more. The pass includes some attractions that are located outside of the city, such as Versailles and Château de Chantilly, and more. There are more than 50 museums and monuments included on the pass, so check out everything else that you can do in Paris and nearby. Number 8, some attractions require reservations. Even with the Paris Museum Pass, you might still have to make reservations to visit some of the attractions included. Currently, you'll need to make a reservation to visit Musée du Louvre, Musée d'Orsay, Musée l'Orangerie, and at a few other places. Make sure to check out the Paris Museum Pass website to stay up to date. You'll want to confirm which attractions require reservations as soon as you buy the pass. Number 9, visit Musée du Louvre on a Wednesday evening. This is one of the most specific travel tips on this list. The Louvre is one of the most visited museums in the world, which means large crowds. If you want to enjoy the museum at a leisurely pace without dodging large groups, consider visiting on a Wednesday evening. The Louvre is open late on both Wednesdays and Fridays, though the best time to visit is on a Wednesday so that you'll have the lowest crowds. Even though the Louvre does require reservations now, it is still a very busy spot. So if you want to enjoy the museum and even have some rooms to yourself, spend Wednesday evening here. Just remember, this museum is huge, so give yourself enough time to explore the different exhibits. There's so much more to the museum than just the Mona Lisa. In fact, it pales in comparison to the much more impressive works of art and historical artifacts here. On Wednesdays, the Louvre is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Number 10, learn about Paris's geography. Paris is made up of 20 arrondissements. The first arrondissement is the heart of Paris. It's located on the right bank and part of Ile de la Cité. Then the arrondissements are arranged in a clockwise pattern going outward. The higher numbered arrondissements are on the outer edge of the city. A cool way to see which arrondissement you're in is to look at the address of the place. The last 2 digits of the zip code are the arrondissement. So when you're checking out where to stay, look at the last 2 digits, especially if you want to stay in a specific part of the city. Additionally, the city is divided into the left bank and the right bank. The Seine River is the dividing line. The left bank is to the south of the river and the right bank is to the north of it. Additionally, there are 2 islands in the Seine, Ile de la Cité and Ile Saint-Louis. Number 11, go off the beaten path. While the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, and the Arc de Triomphe are incredible, there's more to Paris than just its biggest attractions. We recommend going off the beaten path and seeing as much of the city as you can. One of our favorite spots is Parc Monceau. Parc Monceau is an underrated green space located in the 8th arrondissement. It's one of the most beautiful spots in the entire city. Stay tuned to hear more about this park later on in this video. Did you know that there is a Roman amphitheater in Paris? It's not very well known, and most first-time visitors miss it. The Arène de Lutheran d'Este was built in the 1st century, and it was found in the 1800s during construction in the area. It's free to visit, and it's one of our favorite places in the Latin Quarter. Promenade Plantée, also known as Coulée vers René Dumont, is an awesome and unique thing to do in Paris. It's Paris's version of a Highline Park, and it goes for 2.9 miles, or 4.5 kilometers. Go for a long or short stroll along the promenade and see the city from an interesting view. You can enter where we did, right by the Opera Bastille. There are so many other great hidden gems in the city, and eventually we'll put out a video on the best of them. Another place you might want to check out is Canal Saint-Martin. Don't just stick to the main attractions, and try to see as much of this amazing city as you can. Number 12. Some attractions are closed on Mondays. If you're in Paris on a Monday, be ready for some places to be closed. On Mondays, some restaurants, shops, and attractions close, so you want to be ready when planning your trip. The biggest attractions closed on Mondays in and close to Paris are Versailles, Musée Rodin, the Catacombs, Musée d'Orsay, Musée Picasso, and the Petit Palais. There are so many more museums and attractions closed on Mondays, so look up any place you might want to go in advance. If you're looking for something to do, don't worry, plenty of places will still be open. Monday is a great day to visit parks and gardens and climb the Eiffel Tower. As for shops and restaurants, it just depends on the place. You won't have trouble finding a place to eat. However, if you have a specific spot in mind, look up the hours before you head to Paris. Number 13, learn some French. Speaking a little bit of French goes a long way. It's polite to learn a few words of French to get by before heading to Paris. The first word of French you should learn is bonjour, to greet people during the day. In the evening, switch to bonsoir. To build off these two words, you can say bonne journée, which is have a good day, or bonne soirée, which is have a good evening. Additionally, merci is one of the most important words to know for visiting France. If you want to express your gratitude even more, say merci beaucoup. We also recommend learning some of the food and beverage vocab terms to make going out to eat even easier. Number 14, always greet people. Speaking of learning of the language, in Paris, you will always want to start any interaction with a greeting. When you walk into a store or a restaurant, always start the interaction with bonjour or bonsoir. It's rude not to greet people in France, so just remember that whenever you enter someplace. It's also polite to say something like bonne journée or bonne soirée when you leave. Number 15, wear comfortable shoes. Paris is a fashion capital, and for some people that means wanting to wear beautiful, yet impractical footwear. While you might want to wear your favorite stilettos for a night out, consider how far you plan to walk. For busy days exploring the city, expect cobblestone streets and potentially walking up long flights of stairs, especially in the Montmartre neighborhood. You'll need a pair of shoes that can handle busy days of wandering around the city. Consider bringing comfortable shoes for city days and then pack something cuter for nights out. Just try not to walk on cobblestone in heels. Number 16, take a Seine River cruise. One of our favorite things to do in Paris is taking a Seine River cruise. The Seine River flows through the center of the city and allows you to see places on both the left and right banks, as well as the two islands. The Seine River cruise I take docks right near the Eiffel Tower. Bateau Parisien is the name of the company. The 60-minute boat ride will take you on the Seine River all the way to the islands and back. Cruises tend to leave often, but that depends on the day and time of year, so make sure you look it up ahead of time. From the boat ride, you'll get incredible views of the city and go by some of the main attractions. Try to sit on the very edge to get the best photos and videos of the sights. Be on the lookout for Notre Dame, Pont Alexandre III, Musée d'Orsay, Pont Neuf, Institut de France, Pont des Arts, and even more. Obviously, you'll also see the Eiffel Tower from the water. If you only had one day in Paris, this would be the activity I would recommend doing most. You can see so much in a short amount of time and get a feel for Paris's geography. Number 17, dedicate a week to Paris. If you can, we recommend spending at least a week in Paris. Paris is a city with so much to see and do. The city is full of impressive monuments, beautiful churches, pretty green spaces, incredible museums, historic squares, and so much more. There's also plenty of places to walk around and so much great food and wine to try. You'll also want to check out the many amazing neighborhoods, from the Latin Quarter to Montmartre to Le Marais. Eventually, we'll create an itinerary for how to spend a week in Paris. However, if you do have less than a week to see the city, we plan on putting out videos for how to spend 2 days and 4 days in Paris. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Paris content coming soon. Number 18, check out happy hour deals. Paris does happy hour really well. Seriously. Last time I was in Paris, I was surprised how many places do happy hour now. In the United States, happy hours usually last for 2 to 3 hours in the evenings. Happy hours in Paris are so much better. At some spots in the city, happy hour lasts for hours. We found a place that had happy hour from 5 p.m. to midnight. That's 7 hours of food and drink deals. When you find out where you're staying in the city, look up the restaurants that are nearby and see if you can find any good happy hours. It's a great way to save money. Number 19, take the stairs at the Eiffel Tower. If you're able to, we recommend taking the stairs over the elevator at the Eiffel Tower. Why, you might ask? Taking the stairs saves you both time and money. It costs more to buy an elevator ticket. Also, you'll most likely have to wait in a long line. Seriously, even in January, I waited in line for at least an hour to use the elevator. You can climb the stairs to the second level of the Eiffel Tower. It's easy to take your time when using the stairs because you can stop after each set and check out historical information on the Eiffel Tower while you take a break. Stop at the first level, take in the panoramic views of the city, and walk across the glass bottom to see the people below you. You can also sit down and take a break for a bit. You'll then reach the second level, which has the best views. Wander around this level and take some great photos of the city. If you still want to reach the top, then you can take the elevator from the second level. There's a ticket that includes both the stairs to the second level and an elevator ride to the top. Number 20, stroll along the Seine at night. There's nothing more beautiful than strolling along the banks of the Seine at night with the city lights reflecting off of the water. The banks of the Seine are worth seeing, especially as the sun starts to set. Going for a stroll along the picturesque walkways on either side of the river is the perfect way to end a night in Paris. After a nice dinner with wine, of course. For some reason, the sun is just so much better at night. Number 21. Visit the Musée d'Orsay on a Thursday evening. We already talked about the best time to visit the Louvre, but let's look at another popular Parisian museum, Musée d'Orsay. Musée d'Orsay is an art museum and an old train station right along the Seine. The museum is known for its sculptures and impressionist paintings. If you're worried about crowds, the Musée d'Orsay is open late on Thursday evenings. The museum is open from 9:30 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. on Thursdays. Last entry is at 9 p.m. This museum is one of the best in the city, and I actually prefer it to Musée du Louvre. So hopefully you'll get to see it without it being too busy. Another tip is to take a photo in front of one of the clocks from inside the museum. But if it's busy, you might have to wait in line. This is one of the most iconic photos that you can take in Paris. Number 22, enjoy Paris's beautiful green spaces. Paris has plenty of beautiful green spaces in the city. You shouldn't miss out on visiting some of these incredible parks and gardens. Some that we'll mention are popular tourist spots, while others are seriously slept on. The prettiest spot is probably Jardin du Luxembourg. Jardin du Luxembourg is a popular spot in the city for a reason. Everything here is stunning and well manicured. It's a place that has to be on your list of things to do in the city. From the main fountain in the park to the smaller walkways, there's plenty to see here. It's also one of the best spots in the city for a picnic. Parc Monceau, which we mentioned earlier, is stunning and underrated. Parc Monceau has a large pond with a cute bridge going across it. From the bridge, you'll get a view of the water with a colonnade. This is one of the prettiest spots in the entire city. Go around the entire park while spending enough time walking along the waterfront. Jardin des Tuileries is the garden right in front of Musée du Louvre. While we don't love it as much as Jardin du Luxembourg and Parc Monceau, it's a beautiful spot for a city walk. Additionally, you can find the Musée de l'Orangerie and the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel here. Bois de Boulogne with the Fondation Louis Vuitton is another great spot. Similarly, we recommend visiting the small park behind Sacré-Cœur. It's a peaceful spot we really enjoyed walking around. Number 23, go shopping. Paris is one of the best cities to shop in the entire world. Paris is known as a city for fashion, and it definitely lives up to the hype. First of all, you have to check out the 3 main department stores in the city: Printemps, Galeries Lafayette, and Bon Marché. Bon Marché is on the left bank, and there's so much to find here, from high-end brands to a wine cellar to gourmet foods. Shopping here is a full experience. There is more than one Galeries Lafayette in Paris, but the flagship store is on Boulevard Haussmann, near the Palais Garnier. This store is known for having an ornate and beautiful ceiling. Here you can find a mix of luxury fashion and more affordable brands, including the Galeries Lafayette brand. The department store is huge, so wander around and see what you can find. Printemps is located right by Galeries Lafayette, and it's massive. Printemps has 3 separate buildings that are connected, and going through it truly feels like being in a labyrinth. But this means there's so much to discover. It also has an incredible observation deck, but more on that later. Paris is known for its luxury shopping. Besides department stores, the best places for luxury shopping are Place Vendôme, Avenue Montaigne, and Rue Saint-Honoré. You'll find plenty of French and international luxury brands. If you're looking for great vintage stores, head to Le Marais neighborhood. This neighborhood has amazing shopping and the best way to stumble upon places to just explore the area. Place des Vosges, which is the oldest square in Paris, is also in Le Marais and is full of art galleries. The city has stores that aren't luxury or vintage. You'll be able to find French chain stores like Sud Express and international chain stores such as Mango, H&M, and Zara. Number 24, check out the best viewpoints. Paris is one of the prettiest cities in the world, and you should see the city from a bird's eye view. The city has many great viewpoints, some of which are free to visit. The most popular viewpoint is from the Eiffel Tower. While it is fun to go to the very top, the best views are actually from the second level. The top is just too high up to get a great panoramic view of the city. The second level is perfect because you can clearly make out Notre Dame, the Arc de Triomphe, Saint-Sulpice, the Gold Dome of Invalides, and so much more. Another popular spot is the viewing platform on top of the Arc de Triomphe. From here, you'll get to see the Eiffel Tower, which is not too far away. But the best place you can see is the Champs-Élysées. The Grand Tree Line Boulevard is 1.2 miles or 1.9 kilometers long. If you're looking for free viewpoints, then you can't miss the one at Printemps, the popular department store. Go to the top level of Printemps, and there you'll find an incredible observation deck. Another free view of the city is from Montmartre neighborhood. Just in front of Sacré-Cœur, on the steps, you'll find a panoramic view of Paris. Another place to go for an awesome view of the Eiffel Tower is the next thing you should know on our list. Number 25. Photograph the Eiffel Tower from the Place du Trocadero. Want to take incredible photos of the Eiffel Tower? Then head to the Place du Trocadero right when you get to the area. The Place du Trocadero is the best place to get a perfect view of the Eiffel Tower, and it's where you can get some incredible photos. The plaza is at the right height and distance away from the Eiffel Tower to get pictures. From the right bank, you'll get to look across the river at the Eiffel Tower on the left bank. After you're done, go down the stairs and then cross over the Seine River to stand under the Eiffel Tower. Another great spot to view the tower is from the Champ de Mars, the grassy area right next to it. It's an awesome spot for watching the light show that happens every night. Number 26. Don't rush through meals. Meals in Paris are meant to be savored, not rushed through. You're not supposed to be in and out of a restaurant in under an hour. When you go out to eat, don't be in a hurry and actually take the time to enjoy the food. If you're in a hurry, don't have a sit-down meal. You can grab a crepe or pick up a sandwich from a boulangerie. Some of our favorite meals in Paris are when we take our time. Order more than one course and split a bottle of wine. Number 27. Rent a car in the city. If you're planning on visiting Paris and then heading to another destination via car, you'll have to be careful when making a reservation for a rental car. The largest rental car places are at Charles de Gaulle Airport, but there might be restrictions. We wanted to rent a car from National at the airport, but since we were already in Paris for a week, we couldn't. They actually required customers to show a plane ticket dated within the past 24 hours. The best way to avoid this is to rent a car in the city. There are rental car places close to the train stations in Paris. We ended up going to the National car rental by Gare Montparnasse. While this can be inconvenient for a couple of reasons, at least you won't have to show a plane ticket. The first reason it can be a pain is this means you'll be driving in Paris. Another reason is that you won't be able to drop off the rental car at the airport right before your flight home. You'll have to go back to the city and then get to the airport. A bonus tip for renting a car in a different country is that you might need to get an international driver's license. Make sure to do your research ahead of time, and if you're in the United States, you can get one from AAA. Number 28. Learn about La Formule. La Formule is one of the best ways to save money on lunch in Paris. La Formule is a prix-fixe menu option offered at lunchtime, and this can be your biggest meal of the day. The prix-fixe menu differs based on the spot, but usually offers either l'entrée and le plat, or le plat and le dessert. A bonus tip is that l'entrée means appetizer in French, while le plat or le plat principal means the main course. This will help you with the prix-fixe menus on display outside. You can also find 3-course options at some places. When walking around the city, check out what different spots are offering for lunch and choose whatever looks best to you. We found it hard to have a bad meal in the city. Number 29, there's a specific way to order tap water. If you want to order water in Paris, you'll need to be more specific. Do you want a bottle of still water, a bottle of sparkling water, or a carafe of tap water? It's not like ordering water in most places in the United States. If you order water, you'll be given a glass of tap water and be asked if you want something else to drink. If you're looking for some free tap water at a Parisian restaurant, order un café d'eau. You'll need to be specific here because it is common in Paris to order larger bottles of water for the table. Number 30, don't try to do everything in one visit. Unless you're in Paris for a month, you probably won't be able to see everything the city has to offer. It's okay. You don't need to overplan your trip and rush everything. That's why it's important to prioritize the most important things that you want to see and do to make time for them. You won't have as much fun if you're trying to rush around Paris and check things off a list. It will also limit your time to wander around the city. One of the best ways to see Paris is to just wander through the small side streets and get a good feel for the city. You want to do a decent number of activities without being too exhausted or rushed to enjoy everything. I've been to Paris many times and I still haven't done everything in the city, which is great because I still have things to get excited about both in and outside of the city. Prioritize which things are most important to you, especially depending on how much time you have, and hopefully you'll want to plan a trip back to Paris in the future. That's it for the 30 things you need to know before visiting Paris, France. We hope you liked our tips and that this video helped you plan your upcoming vacation. Paris is a city that everyone should visit at least once. It's one of the most fun and lively cities in the world, and there's so many great things to do. If you're planning a trip to Paris soon, we hope you have an incredible time and love the city as much as we do. Paris is definitely worth visiting, and our tips can help you enjoy the city even more. Have you visited Paris before? Let us know your best tips for visiting the City of Lights in the comments. If you want to learn even more about Paris, be on the lookout for upcoming videos on the best things to do, itineraries, and more. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Paris and other popular European cities. As always, let's make every trip an adventure to remember.